top 10 most dangerous activities in the world. We are going to take a look at some of the riskiest things a person may do on the globe, which includes everything from watching television at home to going on a roller coaster. Some of these certainly appear to be somewhat peculiar, but that is largely what humans are known for. Yes, we are the odd ones out, but that's alright. If you were to put us in front of, say, a lion, it would probably be thinking, what the heck is this? There are several adrenaline-pumping activities included in this that will either get your heart racing or have you clinging to the sides of your seat in fear that you won't be able to manage them. Number 10. Camping on a cliff. Have you ever slept in a hammock in the middle of the sky, high above the surface of the land or the water? Or does it make your stomach turn just to think about carrying out such an action? Although cliff camping might appear to be a simple activity, it is one of the most dangerous forms of adventure tourism in the world and should only be attempted by individuals who have extensive experience with rock climbing and rappelling. Number 9. Edge walking. There will be exciting moments then there's strolling 116 stories above the city of Toronto with nothing but a harness to hold you in place. Edge walk is the name of the experience, which is the first of its type in North America, and the highest full, circle hands, free walk in the world. Mark important milestones with a walk in the clouds and be inspired like nowhere else, whether you're looking for original date ideas, celebrating graduation, throwing a party, or your company has accomplished something significant. At a dizzying height of 175 meters, visitors to the CN Tower have the opportunity to walk along the edge of the building's roof. Even though many people do not consider it to be a risky adventure activity, because you are always tied to a harness, if you climb to that height to give it a try, you are guaranteed to give up with a dizzy head and feel like you are going to pass out. Few people dare to walk out onto the ledge of such a big building without giving in to their fears. Number 8. Free fall. The act of falling from a significant height without the assistance of a guide is what we refer to as free fall. It's very similar to skydiving, with the exception that you won't have an expert diver by your side. Because we retain complete command of the situation, we restrict participation in this activity to only certified divers. Number 7. Base jumping is a well-known form of adventurous activity. Jumpers participating in the B.A.S.E. system simply launch themselves off of cliffs and other man-made buildings and open their parachutes just a few seconds before impacting the ground. Are you scared yet? Even though the idea of voluntarily leaping over a cliff, without the aim of ending one's life is terrible in and of itself, the prospect of your parachute failing you at the very last second is what truly causes individuals to lose their breath. Number 6. Cave diving. Cave diving presents divers with a wide variety of problems to overcome. Equipment failure, difficulty with sight, unpredictable currents, and the anxiety of what might be waiting for you down there are some of the known factors that contribute to this risk. Let's not even bother to start counting the unknown people. Cave diving is a form of scuba diving that takes place inside caves that are filled with water. It may be done as an extreme sport, as a method of exploring flooded caverns for the sake of scientific inquiry, or to search for and recover divers or other cave users, as was the case in the Thai cave rescue in 2018. Cave diving is nearly always done with scuba gear, frequently in specialized configurations with redundancies such as side, mount or back, mounted twin sets. However, the equipment utilized can range from breath hold to surface supplied diving gear depending on the circumstances. Number 5. Performing a free solo. Even with all of the harnesses and other safety equipment, climbing a mountain is a challenging activity in and of itself. Just try to picture yourself climbing it without any of these. On the other hand, there are plenty of foolhardy people all over the world who continue to participate in this activity despite the inherent risks, such as the possibility of slipping, having cramps, being cut or bruised, becoming stuck, or even worse, falling. Number 4. Ice climbing. It is not an easy chore to climb a tall and complex creation of ice, especially when there is a continual worry of growing numb because of the cold and dying. It is very similar to free soloing, but there are added risks, such as the perils of the cold, and the fear of dying of hypothermia before being rescued. It is one of the riskiest forms of adventure sports that may be done anywhere in the world. When looking at the ice from a climbing perspective, it is possible to categorize it into one of two categories: water ice and alpine ice. Alpine ice is ice that is found in mountainous environments and typically cannot be reached without approaching. Alpine ice is frequently scaled during ascents to the peak of a mountain. Under flowing water, water ice can frequently be discovered clinging to the underside of cliffs or other outcroppings. The difference between water ice and snow ice is that snow ice is frozen precipitation, whereas water ice is a frozen flow of liquid water. The majority of alpine ice is typically part of a longer route that is less technical, and has more in common with conventional glacier travel, whereas water ice is chosen primarily for the difficulty of its technical aspects. Number 3. Wingsuit flying. The only people who are permitted to try wingsuit flying are those who have completed at least 200 skydives in their lifetime. Indeed, it is that perilous in its current state. And even if they did, no one will ever be able to say that they have achieved this accomplishment, since there are so many unexpected obstacles that can arise while you are in the air. These can include colliding with artificial or natural buildings, unexpected shifts in the weather, and a great many other things. A wingsuit flight, just like in other skydiving disciplines, almost always concludes with the deployment of a parachute. Because of this, a wingsuit can be flown from any point that provides sufficient altitude for flight and parachute deployment, such as a drop aircraft or a BASE, jump exit point such as a tall cliff or mountaintop. The person who flies in a wingsuit wears parachuting equipment that was developed specifically for skydiving or base jumping. Number 2. Bungee jumping. No, we're not going to talk about that childish kind of bungee jumping where they drop you from a height of 260 feet and your Instagram followers go nuts. When we talk about bungee jumping, we're referring to the exceedingly perilous and mind-boggling variation in which the participant is thrown to the ground from a height of 320 feet or more. For example, the one that takes place at the Royal Gorge Bridge in Colorado. Because of this, it is considered to be one of the most hazardous types of adventure sports that can be done anywhere in the globe. If you have already completed the one that is 80 feet long and you did not pass out from a heart attack, then there is a possibility that you will be able to complete this one as well. Number 1. Tow in surfing. If you wish to tame those monstrous waves instead of just settling for those small ones while you surf, then this sport was made for you. As the name suggests, tow in surfing is the advanced form of surfing where you surf really fast waves 30 feet to 80 feet high. It is different from big wave surfing as here, you're not just being chased by a big wave, but are practically surfing inside the very curve of one. Very few surfers in the world can master this because of the risks involved. If you don't surf faster than the wave, it'll swallow you whole in no time. How was the video? Do you enjoy it? Tell us in our comments section below, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates.